Jan.
I'm Tracey.
What we're going to do is we're going to give you a tour of the entire ship here on the MSC Preziosa. Let's go.
All right, so we are going to start this ship tour starting from the top and working our way down. We're on the 15th deck, but we're going to actually go up to the 18th deck. And notice this is an Italian ship, so every deck has a very interesting Italian name.
So this is currently the deck 16, but we're going to come right back down to that in just a moment.
So as we go up to top 18, this is the Aurea class solarium area, which is just set for people who are in a specific class. MSC has 3 kinds of sailing classes in addition to the Yacht Club. You have the Aurea class, the Fantastica class, and the Bella class. This is the more exclusive adult area that is limited to Aurea people only. If you're in Yacht Club, you actually get your own area as well. If you're in Yacht Club, though, you can come here if you would like. So this is up midship on deck 18.
Okay, so in this solarium for the Aurea class, they have a couple things. They do have a hot tub that's big enough for 6 people. It has a lot of different loungers. It does not have its own bar, but we do have bar service up here. And there are these little day beds, but you have to actually rent those by the day.
So we moved from 18 and we're back down to 16. So the question is, why no deck 17? Well, in Italy, 17 is kind of like the Western U.S. equivalent to the unlucky number 13. In ancient times, if you had 17 written as Roman numerals, it would be XVII. And the superstition was if you change those letters around, it would actually come out to that you could spell Vixi, V-I-X-I, which means death. So that is why we don't have a 17 anywhere on here. In fact, none of the cabins have 17 in their rooms, which was an interesting fun fact that we have learned. So now we're back on deck 17, or deck 16, and this is called the Do Re Mi area. Do Re Mi is the equivalent of the kids' place. MSC Cruises, what we have figured out, is very family friendly. It wasn't used a lot here because it's been quite chilly. It's not quite summertime anymore, but there's a nice little splash area for the kids on deck 16. We are deck 16 aft, and right behind the Do Re Mi castle is the Brisa Marina. It has 2 hot tubs, one on each side of the ship, and it does have a lot of loungers for that back of the ship sunbathing experience.
All right, so we're now back down onto the deck 15. We're going to go to the aft. What we're going to find there's a garden pool and the garden bar. And the garden pool is pretty cool because it's an infinity pool. They have a good, really nice bar. And what we'll also see is we're going to talk about the Yacht Club later in this episode, but you have the restaurant that is for the Yacht Club that is back here also. We'll show you inside of that in just a few moments. Let's go.
So we are midship again. We are in the 15th deck in the funnel area, and this is dedicated to the children. Again, MSC is very committed to family-friendly programs. So to my left, you have the smallers, the littles go to the play areas that go from 6 months to 6 years old, and then to the right, you have from 7 to 17, and it's 2 separate areas on the ship. So we're gonna head back up to deck 16. This is again midship, we're in the funnel, and this is where we have the Galaxy Club, the Galaxy Restaurant, which is a specialty, I believe it's a sushi restaurant. And then you have some other entertainment areas up here. You have an F1 simulator and you have some arcade stuff. And then you also have a conference room, so if you ever have a conference at sea, this is a great place to do it.
All right, so this is the Galaxy Restaurant, which is right next to the Galaxy Disco. This is one of the 3 different specialty restaurants that are on the ship. Here is a sushi restaurant, so we're gonna go to it and we'll see how we like it.
And if you want to get your dancing shoes on, here is the Galaxy Disco. It starts around 11 or 12 o'clock at night and it goes all night long. Oftentimes on the ship they'll have information sessions, and this is the conference room where they will hold these kinds of seatings at.
All right, so right outside the Galaxy Lounge, the restaurant and the club, there is Virtual World. You have several different arcade areas. There's another larger arcade area downstairs. But what's really cool here is this is where you also will find your F1 simulator, and as well as a 3D adventure thing. By the way, there is a relationship between MSC and F1. They actually are working together to find better technologies for both F1 racing, as well as what makes ships will run better, more efficiently and clean, so they're working together. So there's always an association between F1 and MSC. As such, there's always an F1 simulator. The by-event prices are pretty expensive, but for our first cruise we had, for €121 for the entire cabin, you have unlimited use of the F1 simulator or the very different 3D experiences that you may come into. The arcade is still extra.
So as we get ready to step outside again, we're back on 15 mid, and this is one of the super highways along the ship. There's 3 ways to get all the way across the ship: deck 15, deck 14, and deck 7. Deck 15 is the actual power walking track if you want to do that, and that's where all the main activity happens, like the pools that we're going to walk to right now. Towards the front of the deck, we have 2 hot tubs, and they do have capacities of 6 to 8 people per tub. So one of the things that we really liked about this ship was the area called the Playa Preziosa. It's a 2-level area. It's a solarium with a retractable roof. And so on deck 15, it is mostly seating areas that overlooks an indoor pool. So this area on deck 15 is called the meeting point, and usually in the afternoon there will be an attendant out here, and they will hand out things like ping pong stuff and foosball, cards, board games, and this place was packed. There's always going to be people around here, especially on the sea days. So once we get to this point, we are now deck 15 forward. Everything forward from here is Yacht Club, and we will show that to you in a separate part of this episode. And now we're gonna work our way back down to deck 14 and show you the layout. And so we'll go from the back to the front to the back. Yeah, check it out.
All right, so on the 14th deck of the Playa Preziosa, you have a pretty nice sized pool. You have 3 hot tubs. You also have the Playa bar over here, which is always pretty good. You also have the pool shop, which actually doesn't have anything pool related, but it has a pretty good assortment of different bags and wallets that you can buy.
So as we move to deck 14 forward, we are now in the MSC Aurea Spa. And the spa is broken up into several areas. There is a place to get your hair done. There's a traditional spa with a spa bar inside of it. And then on the other side is actually the gym, which is also accessible. If you're in the MSC Yacht Club, you can take an elevator down directly to the spa, but we'll show you that in the separate part of this episode. For all you fitness fans, there is a fantastic gym at the forward part of deck 14. It has plenty of cardio, it has strength machines, it has one of the only scales on the entire ship. I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad thing. So also in front of the forward part of deck 14 is the MSC Aurea Spa. Behind me is actually the one access point that if you are in the Yacht Club, you can come directly down to the spa without having to go through the general area where everybody else transit through here. So there are thoracic chairs here, there are several spas, and there is a calendarium room, and there is some Turkish hammam here as well. So this is one of my favorite areas. This is where the thoracic table chairs are at, and they are heated and they're very nice after you've been out for the day. One thing that I will note is there are male and female bathrooms, but the spa itself is co-ed and swimwear is mandatory. There's probably 8 or 9 bars on board that would be part of your easy drink package. What we did find is the spa bar is not included. So these are more your health drinks and your health smoothies for those who like that kind of stuff.
Okay, so we are on basically the main area of the ship on deck 14. It's essentially the Lido deck or the pool. We have a large pool behind me. You have 2 hot tubs. Back behind, or in front of me, behind where Tracey is now, is the turquoise and the sapphire bars, 2 bars down here. The starboard side, or the right side of the ship, is where you have your smoking area. There is a couple of tables. It's the only places that you're allowed to smoke cigars. All right, we're going to continue moving up to one of the favorite places on the ship, which is the buffet.
So on deck 14, mid to the back, is the buffet area. It's called the Inca and the Maya buffets. I don't remember which one is which, but I think the further you get to the back, it's called the Maya, but the main part of the buffet is called the Inca. A lot of variety here. We may not see as much because it is a little bit slower today, but the ship was pretty much opened up every day and had every variety of foods, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So as we leave deck 14, which is where the 2 buffets were, the Inca buffet and the Maya buffet on the 14 aft, once you get to the aft of the ship on deck 14, there is nothing but rooms from decks 8 to 13. So what we're going to do is continue this tour at the aft of deck 7. Okay, so we are now in the elevator headed down to deck 7, which is the Robino deck. Okay, so deck 7 aft is called the Safari Lounge, and this is where you have a nice bar. There's a disco at nighttime. They play live entertainment, and one of the neat things is when you have bad weather, this is where you're going to have your aerobics classes and your dance classes on a rainy day.
All right, so as we continue to move forward on deck 7, we just passed through the photo center. On the ship, you're going to find photographers trying to take your picture all over the place. They're going to post your pictures on these placards back over here onto the left. As you move forward, you come into one of my favorite places, but not because I actually come to it, but because of what it actually provides to me. That is the La Locanda Pizzeria and Wine Bar. Now listen, MSC is an Italian cruise line, so you would expect that the pizza is good, and you would be right. You can get pizza in the buffet, and it's good, but the best pizza comes out of here, which is a specialty restaurant. They don't build as a specialty restaurant, but it is a a for-fee a la carte menu here. However, there is a hack. If your status on the ship includes free room service, if you order room service, such as in the MSC Yacht Club, if you order pizza on room service, it comes from here and it's free. And it's absolutely very good pizza. Trust me, Tracy and I have ordered it several times already.
So in addition to all the complimentary dining that you will have, there are some specialty options as well. The Butcher's Cut is on the 7th mid deck. It is a steakhouse, and they have an a la carte as well as like a combination meal. You can get this during lunch, you can get it during dinner, and on sea days, you can actually go here for brunch.
All right, so there's a second entrance to the Butcher's Cut, which is right by the film shop.
So Deck 7 not only has a restaurant specialty and cafes, there's also some shopping along the way. There's some random shopping stores that you can get sunglasses, watches, and purses at, and then you move back into the bars and more of the public spaces. So not only is MSC famous for its pizza on board, it's also very famous for its coffee. So this is the Il Cappuccino bar. It's a full service bar that serves all kinds of coffee. It is included in your Yacht Club drink package if you have that. It is also part of your Easy Drink Premium package. This all falls back into the atrium that overlooks the center of the ship.
All right, so as we come out of the Cappuccino bar, what we come to is the sports and bowling diner. Although they actually don't serve food here, but they do have a bar with drinks. You have a series of different tables with overlook the sea. Additionally, this is where you have the bowling alley. Now remember when we talked about that there's an entertainment package that allows you for a one sum, and for our first cruise it was €112 or $112, allows you to do all of the F1 simulator, all of your 4D experiences, but it also includes the bowling. So for the entire cruise, for the first cruise we had, for €112 you could bowl all you want. But here is a even better thing that we love about this. So if you have to do any type of work, if you're using your computer and you don't want to be in your cabin, this is pretty much the only place that actually has outlets. They have 220 European outlets at each one of the tables. All right, so just as you come out of the Green Sacks, which is another nice little bar and club area, what you come to is the art gallery. But unlike most of the ships I've been on, the art gallery actually is not a place where they're trying to sell you art. It's a place where they display their art.
So as you leave the art gallery on the Deck 7, we now enter into the El Dorado bar. So this is one of the areas, it's right above the casino, which is on Deck 6. And the problem is it's a little bit too smoky for my taste, but it has a full service bar there. There is live music, and it was our muster station on our first cruise. So now we've made it to deck 7, the full forward of the ship, and this is the Platinum Theater. There is plenty of seating in here, and it's amphitheater style seating. This is where all of your nightly performances are going to be held. The performances, we only went to a couple of them, and they tend to be very international in nature, so they're not quite the same as what you will see on like a Royal Caribbean or an NCL ship. It has to reach a broad appeal to a variety of different people because there's 7 or 8 different nationalities on pretty much any ship in Northern Europe.
All right, so one of the benefits about being in the yacht club is in the auditorium, you actually have your own reserved area, which always allows you to be guaranteed a seat.
Okay, so this pretty much concludes deck 7. So what we're gonna do now is move to deck 6 forward.
All right, so we're now down on deck 6, so you also have an entrance into the theater. As you come out of the theater, you go right into the casino.
Venetian Plaza. All right, so we've completed deck 18 in the aft, deck 16, remember there's not a 17, and then we went to 15, or 14, 7, and then 6, and a little bit of 5, and now we're back up to 15 to show you, if you're wanting a splurge, and it's not that expensive, the MSC Yacht Club. Let's go. So as we said before, the MSC Yacht Club is the ship-in-to-ship concept, and it's on decks 15 through 18, and the only way you can access it is with your key card. Once you are inside of the Yacht Club, there is an internal elevator, and it goes from deck 15 down to deck 14, direct access to the thermals, and then all the way up to the 1 bar.
All right, so we're back on the 18th deck. Now we're forward, not aft, and we are at the top of the MSC Yacht Club and what they call their one pool and their one bar. In the one pool, you have a small pool, you have 2 hot tubs, you have plenty of loungers and places to sit. Although it is at the front of the ship, and even when we're underway, how they have constructed the front of the ship here is really there's almost no wind whatsoever, just a very gentle breeze. There is a full service bar up here on sail days or sea days. They have a fantastic buffet that is absolutely fantastic.
Closing out the Yacht Club experience, as we mentioned before, we're up on the 18th deck. This is key controlled access from within the ship when you are inside the Yacht Club as externally as well. There's a key card access here. The one area that you're not going to be able to see in the Yacht Club in this particular ship is the Palmieri restaurant, which is a Yacht Club exclusive restaurant that you can eat breakfast, lunch, or dinner at.
Yeah, and it's quite frankly the best restaurant on the ship. All right, so that is the MSC Preziosa. We have enjoyed being able to show you this ship. If you want to continue traveling with us or see videos like that, do us a favor, go and hit like and subscribe. And as always, keep on traveling.
Where do we go?